Hello everybody. In the previous video, I very much extolled the importance of Ethernet backbone and also how it is enhancing the reduction in latency in various ADAS functionalities. Now in this video, we will take ACC for example, and also I will explain you the importance of Ethernet backbone in the ACC perspective in zonal architecture. Okay, zonal architecture plus Ethernet backbone, how it is going to enhance the functionality of ACC, we will clearly see. The transition from domain based to zonal architecture heavily relies on Ethernet backbone to ensure high speed, low latency communication between sensors, zonal gateways and central compute unit. And the shift is critical for adaptive cruise control. Okay. Now, when it comes to challenges with legacy communication, CAN, LIN, FlexRay. Okay. Now, when it comes to CAN, LIN and FlexRay, the biggest challenge is low bandwidth. CAN can handle only 1 megabyte per second and it cannot handle high resolution camera or radar data. And again, it has high latency, polling based attribution delays real time ACC reactions, and also point to point difficulty to scale in zonal architectures. Okay. Now, when it comes to advantages of the automotive Ethernet, these are the various types of automotive Ethernet: 100 base T1, 1000 base T1 and 10G base T1. Now, when it comes to the various features, high band 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps, this is benefit, and the benefit for ACC is it supports the raw sensor data, cameras, radar and LiDAR. Okay. So, all data from all the three sensors can simultaneously be supported, and with that too with very low latency. Okay. It enables real time ACC braking and acceleration decisions. Okay. Because the latency or the lag is less, it can support the braking and acceleration decision. And when it comes to time sensitive networking, it guarantees determining timing for safety critical functions. Now, when it comes to scalability, the simplifies adding sensors, examining 4D imaging radar for enhanced ACC. And comes to the reduced wiring, it replaces dozens of CAN lines with single Ethernet cable. And how the Ethernet backbone affects the ACC functionality, the biggest advantage is when it comes to sensor transmission. In the domain based radar and camera, dedicated ECU and has a dedicated CAN and FlexRay which has slow and limited bandwidth. And when it comes to zonal based, because the radar and ladder, it is directed to zonal gateway, and from zonal gateway to Ethernet, and through Ethernet it is communicating to central compute. And this zonal based, it facilitates high speed and low latency. Ethernet switches prioritize ACC sensor data over infotainment and non-critical data. Now, when it comes to the central processing and sensor fusion, domain-based ACC runs on dedicated ECU with limited fusion. Example: radar plus camera only. All right, because of dedicated ECU, only limited fusion is possible. Now, but when it comes to zonal based, all the sensor data streams to central AI accelerator via Ethernet. This AI accelerator is nothing but a type of ECU, and all the data is streaming live to this ECU through the Ethernet, and this enables better object detection, smoother ACC adjustments. Okay, hope all of you are understanding in how many ways the combination of Ethernet and zonal architecture is enhancing the efficacy of this ADAS functionality. The fail-safe operation. Again, when it comes to Ethernet TSN, the ensures ACC commands are delivered on time every time. And when it comes to frame replication and elimination, it duplicates critical ACC messages to prevent packet loss. Now, zonal gateways has backup paths. If one Ethernet link fails, the data reroutes via other zone. Okay, so even though the routing is very simple, there is always a backup path which ensuring the rerouting of the data. Okay, so this enhances the fail-safe mechanism. Now coming to key Ethernet technologies enabling reliable adaptive cruise control, the time sensitive networking it networking time aware shaper prioritizes ACC breaking signals over non-critical data. And one more time sensitive networking standard is IEEE 80T.1CB. This takes care of the frame replication and it prevents ACC malfunctions due to packet loss. Now coming to partial and centralized networking, the partial networking only necessary ECUs stay awake when ACC is active. Understand this sentence very carefully. Only necessary ECUs. Okay, so this enhances the prioritization and also the partial networking. Now coming to the centralized security, it encrypts the ACC sensor data to prevent hacking and spoofing. Now power over Ethernet. This is a future possibility. The cameras and lidars could be powered via Ethernet, reducing wiring further. Now there is a separate power source and there is a separate communication protocol wiring. If both of them can be clubbed together, it reduces the wiring further and also it reduces the complexity. Okay. Now what are the potential bottlenecks and mitigations? Now potential bottlenecks is network congestion, TSN traffic shaping, VLAN segregation. Okay, so this is the solution for network congestion. Next challenge is cyber threat, and the solution is MACsec encryption, secure boot. And when it comes to central compute overload, edge pre-processing, radar does object detection before sending. And when it comes to EMI noise in the Ethernet, the solution is the shielded cabling and robust 5-layer design. Actually, there is a particular theory which says that EMI and noise can be reduced with the help of Ethernet, thereby the shielded cabling is not required. That's a theory, but it's not yet implemented. But as of now, assuming that EMI is present, shielded cable and robust 5 design layer design is a solution. Now when it comes to the solution or the future trends of the Ethernet and next gen ACC, 10 Gbps Ethernet, it enables 4D radar, HD radars and LiDAR fusion for predictive ACC. Okay, so data from this all high definition is streaming to the ECU. This will enable the better sensor fusion and a better decision making. Now also the vehicle to the cloud, it uses traffic data via Ethernet for a smarter speed adjustment. Alright, so this V2X is definitely better enabled with the help of time sensitive networking and also zonal architecture. Now coming to AI optimized Ethernet routing, dynamically adjusts bandwidth allocation based on ACC needs. Alright. Now let's see how the effect of reduction of the latency on ADAS functionality. Okay, if the latency is reduced, in how many ways ADAS functionalities are benefited? Okay, first is it improves the real-time decision making, it improves sensor fusion and it also improves system responsiveness. And here we will see a detailed breakdown of how lower latency impacts ADAS functionalities. The first and of course the most obvious advantage is it improves the real-time decision making. Okay, this is more like common sense. I mean, because we are having more faster data input, we can make the decision also faster. ADAS relies on rapid processing of sensor data, cameras, radar, LiDAR to make real-time decisions, and lower latency ensures faster object detection and classification, thereby reducing delay in processing camera means quicker identification of pedestrians, vehicles or obstacles. Okay, and when it also improves the timely collision avoidance. Systems like automatic emergency braking and forward collision braking, and especially these are ASIL D functionalities. That means failure of these two, automatic emergency braking and forward collision warning, can lead to fatality. So even in such critical systems, they depend on ultra low latency to trigger warnings or braking before a collision occurs. Okay, and coming to more accurate predictive algorithms, AI models perform better with minimal lag, improving preemptive actions. Okay, I repeat, AI models with the help of better trajectory prediction it can perform with lower lag. All right, so it can improve the preemptive actions, or it can improve the proactive acting of the ECU, and thereby enhancing the proactive action of the vehicle on the whole. Now, enhanced sensor fusion performance. ADAS combines data from multiple sensors to create a coherent environment model, which means lower latency. It also reduces temporal misalignment when sensor data is processed with minimal delay fusion algorithms, and it generates a more accurate and synchronized representation of the surroundings. Alright, so because of this enhanced sensor fusion, this misalignment, problem of the misalignment is greatly reduced, and it also minimizes the ghost artifacts. What is this ghost artifacts? It can cause discrepancy. High latency can cause discrepancy between sensor updates, leading to false positives like phantom obstacles. So it can show the vehicle, if the sorry, let me explain from beginning. If the latency is high and data is coming slowly, then it can show a false update. All right, the vehicle might have passed away, but still it may show that vehicle is present. The ECU may interpret that vehicle is present. This is called phantom obstacle. Okay. Now it also increases the vehicle stability, vehicle control and stability. Now when it comes to adaptive cruise control, lower latency allows quicker adjustments to speed based on real-time traffic conditions. Also, when it comes to lane keeping assist, faster processing of lane markings ensures smoother steering correction. Now this is very self-explanatory. So naturally, the faster you process the lane marking, faster your smooth steering can correct by itself, and thereby preventing unintended lane departures. Not only unintended, it will also prevent delayed lane departures. Now coming to the parking assist, reduced delay in ultrasonic 360-degree camera systems improves precision in tight maneuvers. All right, so this will definitely improve the precision in tight maneuvers because latency is very less. All right, now how does it enhance the safety? What is the safety? Increased safety margin. Emergency maneuvers system like evasive steering assist requires instantaneous reactions to avoid accidents. Okay, latency cannot go beyond 100 milliseconds. I said this before and said this again. As technology progress, I am very positive we will reach the latency in the order of nanoseconds also. Okay, and when it comes to vehicle to everything communication, V2X, lower latency in the V2X network enables faster warnings without hazards, traffic collisions or pedestrian crossing. All right. Now coming to the improved human machine interface, especially when it comes to human machine interface, the one single most functionality that should come into your mind is driver monitoring system. And the faster detection of the drowsiness allows quicker alerts or interventions. Okay, now naturally, this is something you can understand as a natural process. So earlier the distraction is detected, the faster then vehicle can intervene. And also augmented relative HUDs. Okay, the low latency processing ensures navigation prompts and hazard warnings appear without perceptible lag. There definitely will be lag, but it won't be perceptible. Now coming to enabling higher levels of autonomy, L3 to L5, this lower latency will improve the path planning and also the motion control. Now autonomous vehicles require ultra low latency for safe vehicle in dynamic environments. Okay. Now I repeat, autonomous vehicles can require ultra low latency below 50 milliseconds for safe navigation in dynamic environments. Now coming to the redundancy and fail-safe mechanism, lower latency allows the backup systems to take over seamlessly if primary systems fail. Okay, if the primary system fail, the fail-safe mechanism or the backup system should take over as quickly as possible. So even that is facilitated by lower latency. Okay, so hope all of you are understanding in how many ways the ADAS is affected by the lower latency, and it is affected in a positive manner. So the technical factors that are influencing the latency are high performance GPUs or TPUs. Example, NVIDIA Drive, Qualcomm Snapdragon Ride, it reduces the compute latency. And when it comes to software, it optimizes algorithms, minimize processing time. And lightweight CNNs, these minimize the processing time. A CNN or convolutional neural network is a part of the software, and when it is more optimized, it reduces the processing time. Now coming to the networking, the 5G and edge computing reduce cloud dependent delays. Edge computing means computing near to the hardware. So when the computing is nearer to the hardware, it reduces the cloud dependent delays. When the computing is happening in the cloud, there is certain delay, and that delay can be eliminated or mitigated. In the vehicle networks, Ethernet and PCLE based architectures replaced slower CAN buses. Okay, so these are all the future trends that are affecting to reduce the latency in ADAS. Now, let's see one simple example: AEB system with low versus high latency. We will see scenario low latency and high latency. Okay, when it comes to low latency, it can detect the obstacle at 100 meters, at 100 meters. But when it comes to high latency, it can detect the obstacle at 80 meters. So naturally, from farther you can detect the the better it is. And when it comes to reaction time, it breaks with 4-meter margin, and and in the situation where collision is likely with high latency. Okay, so now all of you understand the paramount importance, or how much pivotal this parameter called latency is playing in ADAS. Okay, hope all of you understood. Thank you.